I want to say this one last thing. I don't know when I wrote this down. It was just in the back of my notes somewhere. But I wrote this. It says, Yahuah can take away his peace, his loving kindness, and his mercies. And you're going to be like, why would he take that away? And the answer is, because your ancestors have forsaken me and kept not my laws. That's your answer right there. So I just want to say that before I'm finished with this video, but peace is about to be taken from the earth. I mean, y'all can already feel it. Like, peace is dwindling, right? But those who are in the covenant, those who have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach and keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High Yahuwah Elohim, we have a peace beyond all understanding. But those who reject the ways, the word, the commandments of the Father, you're about to be without peace. You're not going to be able to find, you're like, where's his loving kindness? Where his mercies? And be like, why? The answer is because you have forsaken. Your ancestors have forsaken, have not kept the laws, the statutes, the judgments, the righteousness, the standards of holiness that Yahuwah has established. So, okay. So back in 2022, Yahuwah, the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, directed me to read the entire book of Ezekiel that summer in 2022. And as I was reading it, the Father started bringing things back to my remembrance, back like in the year 2020, when he really snatched me up out of my lukewarmness. He was saying, like, the year 2020 is the year of Ezekiel, or the year of deliverance, escape, rescue, and liberation. He literally snatched so many people away from their sins, from their death, from their enemies. And also, on the other sense, a lot of people also, died in their sins and their disobedience, and they weren't recovered because of their heart posture. Also, in that same year, 2020, during the Festival of Tabernacles, was the first time I received a prophetic word. I was in my garage working out, and it just came upon me heavy, and the Father had me read Isaiah chapter 66. It's posted on my Instagram somewhere. I was literally crying, and the Father just told me to record this. And I'm never someone who records their self crying, because I think that's weird. But I was obedient, and Yah knew that I needed to document this first prophetic word that he had gave me back in 2020. As we continue now, we're presently in 2022 as I'm writing this, wrote all of this up that night in the summer of 2022. And I was reading the book of Ezekiel, and the Father was showing me that what happens in Ezekiel chapter 9 is what is happening again in Revelations chapter 7 through the rest of the entirety of the book. And it is the sealing, the mark of Yahuwah on the foreheads of those people before the wrath and the judgment comes. I wrote this in 2022, y'all, because I'm up late at night writing. The forehead, the mind, clear conscience, being single-minded, like in James chapter 1 and chapter 4. Those who are single-minded have been sealed by the blood, by the name, by what they participate in, how they move, how they live, how they act. They've gone through the sanctification process. Those who are double-minded will not be sealed, because they still hold on to idols in lawlessness, and they have not submitted to the word, to the ways, to the spirit of Yahuwah, the Most High Elohim. And so I was brought back to this again, because I'm literally was reading in Ezekiel chapter 9, and how the angels, the servants of Yahuwah, came forth, and Yah said, go out and seal the people up. This is how Yah dealt with his chosen people. This is how Yah is dealing with my ancestors, how he's dealing with the natural branches, Judah and Israel. He's telling his servants, these angels, to go out and mark on the forehead all those who are weeping and crying out because of all the wickedness that they see in the land. He says, go out and seal them first in the forehead, those who are dedicated to me. And after you get done sealing, I'm going to send out another angel who's going to go out and destroy, to demolish, to kill every man, woman, and child that is not sealed, because of the wickedness that is in Israel and Judah. This is how Yahuwah is dealing with my ancestors, he's going to deal with America and in the Israeli state and every other nation that has not submitted to the word of Yahuah, to his presence, you're going to get dealt with the same way. And so when we say that there has been a sounding of the trumpet, the alarm for years, I've been posting these prophetic words since 2022, actually since 2020, if we're going to be honest. But 2022 was when the Father really directed me to actually post them online. And I don't have a large following, and that's okay. Whoever it lands on is for the remnant. And I pray that whoever heard these words, read these words, took them back to the Father and meditated on them and got their life together. Hallelujah. All praise be unto Yahushua HaMashiach. But this is how the Father moves. He doesn't change. There's always a warning. There's always a watchman. There's always a prophet. There's always a crying out in the midst of the people to say, you need to get in a house. Because what the Father's about to do, if you're not sealed in your mind, if you don't have single-mindedness on what he has said to do, it's going to be real bad for you. A lot of y'all are going to die. A lot of y'all are going to lose so many things. A lot of y'all are going to be wondering why God has forsaken you. And he hasn't. He's just getting fed up with y'all. So, read Ezekiel chapter 9. And then read Revelations chapter 7 through 14. And tell me what you see. It's the same thing. So when the Father kept telling me we are in the season of Ezekiel, this is not a light matter. This is like a fight. This is a fatality. This is a finite, final matter that we are in the season of Ezekiel.